haul today, given you'll see I'm not at mine, I'm at my friend's because I've got no water because I've got a leak in my loft where my boiler is. So I've come here and taken their kitchen so that I can do the sew along. Anyway, I hope you're all well. Let's see where people are joining from. It's always lovely to see on this Sunday. It's a beautiful day here in the south of England. Been out having a nice little walk with the dog. Oops, okay. Gonna lose my head, but you're gonna see more of the table. Really can't remember how I used to get the angle better than I've currently got it. Very annoying. So we're making a roll neck today, which is an add-on to the t-shirts. Oh, hello, you managed to make it live. Oh, it's sunny in France as well. That's lovely to see, Helen. So we're making the roll neck, which is an add-on pattern to the Ultimate t-shirt. And the Ultimate t-shirt is a sew over it pattern, really basic, really nice t-shirt pattern. Hi Catherine, hi in Scotland. And yeah, the add-on is something they've done recently, and Rosie very kindly sent me some patterns when I was like, oh, can I have a few patterns please? And this was one of the ones I asked for. So I have got this nice stripe that I'm going to make it in, which is very much in the colours that I'm sort of trying to build my new wardrobe in. Browns, camels, creams, lots of things like that. Hi Vanessa, I'm good, thank you. And yeah, so we're going to make it, and it's so easy, but I do think that it will be super simple to sew, so we'll find out, and very wearable for me. So I'm actually making this version. I wouldn't wear on the field, but if I like it, then I'll definitely make myself some on the field. And I have actually bought from Minerva. I think I bought it on eBay though, because it was 2 separate lengths, but I've found some beautiful like wool jersey, so I'm going to make a navy one out of wool jersey. It just didn't come in time, so yeah, I'm excited about that. Also, you'll see on my Instagram I've started sharing the finished garments, so I've put up already the Alice top that we did on the sew along, the ultimate not the ultimate, the think of the, what was it, oh yeah, the shift dress, the vintage shirt dress. I put that up, and vintage shirt dress as a shirt. I still haven't done my matching cord with my Billy sweatshirt, so I'll try and do that this week and finish that, and then I'll do that and film that and this. So yeah, there were quite a few recommendations as well for another sew-alongs. I think a few people said they'd like the Anna coat, which I'm all for spring, why not? That's in the Work to Weekend ebook of Sew Over It. And I haven't had a chance to look at people's comments on blazers, but I still really want to make a blazer as well. So other things just to say in the description box is the link to the patterns, the add-on and the Ultimate t-shirt on Sew Over It site, and also the link to my Buy Me a Coffee page, so you can show your support on there and buy me a coffee, and so I can keep doing these because I love them. I'm really enjoying it. It's just amazing. I haven't felt like this about sewing in so long, no pun intended, in years. You know, even when I was at Sew Over It, the last couple of years from Sew Over It, I really was, yeah, just not into my sewing at all. So it's been wonderful rediscovering it, and you guys have given me a reason to do it, so thank you. Right, okay, so let's get started. So we've got, the first thing we need to do, we don't need the sleeve yet, is we need to sew the shoulder seams. Now, I've got an iron here, but I should say that my iron is over there because it's a fixed kind of ironing board in the kitchen. So I'm gonna have to hop over there when I need to iron. It's kind of annoying, but never mind, we'll make it work. Right, so we're gonna just put right sides together of the shoulder seams, and we're going to stitch them together. So the add-on, if I've got the pattern I should show you, the add-on basically gives you a different kind of top of the bodice, and it gives you obviously the roll neck piece, which is sort of different from the neckband, and that's all it is really. So it's quite easy. Oh, thank you. I know, I did. So on the Buy Me a Coffee page, Helen, I was like, can I not change this for a cup of tea? Why can't I change it for a cup of tea? You can change it to, it's really weird, you can change it to like a slice of pizza or a piece of cake, but maybe I should as a joke. Maybe I should do that. I'd be like, right, today everyone, if you'd like to buy me a piece of pizza. But there's no cup of tea. You can tell it is an American site. Right. Not a British site, because it would definitely have a cuppa on it. Okay, so we are pinned there. This is, by the way, is a lovely cotton jersey. It's super soft. And hot chocolate. Yeah, I'd love that. It also could say, buy me a glass of wine, but I felt like that doesn't really sit right with me now. Back to the fabric. Yes, it's from Higgs and Higgs, but it was ages ago. I got it from the Knit and Stitch show a year and a half ago, I think. So it probably isn't there anymore, but I love it. It's an unusual stretch fabric colourway, isn't it? Right, so we're going to do it with a zigzag stitch. So I'm going to pop it onto zigzag, and we're going to change the stitch width to 1.5, and then the stitch length around 2. Obviously, it depends on what your machine wants it to be. I also should say that I very rarely change to a ballpoint needle. It's famous last words as it sucks it in. I don't always find that ballpoint needles help. They may be a bit more with viscose jersey, but with cotton jersey, I don't really find it makes that much difference. So I don't bother. 1.5 centimetre seam allowance, did I say that? I think I said that. 5/8 of an inch, and away we go. Okay, little reverse. So reversing at the start, reversing at the end. I have to say, this setup is so much better, because in this kitchen it's quite a narrow, long kitchen table. So much better because I can get my tripod there. I prefer it to the setup I have, I'll tell you. It's great. The light's good as well, because I've got a big window there into the garden, although that's going to fade as we go on. So I put my ring light on so that it's a bit more light for you. If there are any other things, guys, you would like me to do on the sew-alongs, do keep always suggesting them, because you give me ideas, and I don't want to sew things for the sake of sewing them that I'm not going to use, which I know sounds a bit selfish, but it also feels like I don't want to waste things. And one of the things that stopped my passion and love of sewing was sewing all the time for things that I didn't particularly feel I wanted or needed. It was just the next pattern, or things that I needed to do to show a fabric off, or whatever it was, but it wasn't always something that I really wanted. And I think in a way that's where maybe my passion for Sew Over It sort of waned, because I was more and more influenced by what I should be designing and who I should be designing for in a wider range of styles and things. And it kind of, when you're trying to cater to more people, you end up losing your way a bit. And I think in terms of what I always really loved about Sew Over It, I do like the casual stuff because I still wear that. I loved the design and the vintagey stuff. I loved that. And when I kind of lost my love of vintage clothes or whatever, I just didn't, I stopped doing that. Or maybe it was because I was trying to design things that were for different body shapes and different lifestyles and different ages and all sorts. I kind of, stopped enjoying it as much. So anyway, I'm going to now press this open. So we're going to press those shoulder seams open. So excuse me whilst I go over there. Nothing exciting to see. There's no skilled, it's not quite like the Amelia jacket where it was a bit more skilled, the pressing, because we had to bash it out, didn't we? We had to hit the steam out. If any of you watched the Amelia jacket, I'm going to stop talking in case you can't hear me. Sorry. So the Amelia jacket, which was the sew along we did on Tuesday night, for that, we needed to stop, we need to hit the steam out. So I felt like it was more important that you saw that. Right, can you see we've got a little donut hole there? We've got a shape. So that's how we're getting this to, so that we can do the neckline. But let's go ahead and sew this roll neck together. So we're going to take the piece and place it right sides together and along the sort of shorter ends. Did you discovered by the Vintage Patterns? That's really interesting, yeah. I think that that's true though. So lovely customer, you sometimes see me say hi Sarah, who's now a friend, and she comes and helps me on my field, and we often talk about how, you know, for her, I think that the love was with Sew Over It was always the vintage, and I think it's how a lot of people found me. I think it's how Rosie, who obviously bought the company off me, I think it's how she originally found me, because I think vintage sewing at the time, when, you know, when it was bigger, it was one of the reasons why people got into sewing, because they loved vintage style and they weren't able to find the things in the high street, so they sort of started sewing beautiful vintage dresses. I think actually vintage style is often something that gets people into sewing. I don't know if that's still the case now, because I don't really know what the figures are. Sorry, chatting away, forgetting to tell you what I'm sewing. Starting at the top, little reverse, still on our zigzag, 1.5 centimetre seam allowance, 5/8 of an inch, and away we go. I've got the added fun of trying to match my stripes up. Never been one for pattern matching. So I'm thinking another pattern that I'd like to do, and I don't remember doing this with Sew Over on a sew along, is the Peggy trousers. So I'm thinking maybe doing that, which is like the paper bag waist trousers. I want to try and vary it though between longer things and bigger things and shorter things, just because for some of you, you know, skill-wise or time-wise, you might want to just have a nice, quick, easy make to be following along with. I'm gonna have to get up and do the ironing again. So, yeah, you love the vintage fashion. Yeah, period history. I get it, Vanessa. Right, we're gonna go press that open. Ouch! Oh God. I say we, me, bear with. Done. That was quick. Good iron here actually, which is I'm grateful for. Sorry, I missed some comments then. Oh. You're referring, Helen, to Vintage Patterns. Oops. Don't know how to get rid of all of these now. I think they'll go. Your comments are up on my screen. I found that last time I can't always go back and see the live comments. What did you mean, Helen, was a great idea? Hi in Spain, hello. Right, so now we are going to fold it like, oh, the Peggy trousers. Oh, good. Sorry, I'm chatting so quickly I forget what I said. I'm glad you want the Peggy trousers, that's good. Right. Seams pressed open, we're going to then line the seams there, and we're just going to pin this. I don't know if it's said to do a machine tack. Probably a good idea to. I'm going to see if I feel like I can, because if you're using a viscose jersey that's a little bit slippier, cotton jersey tends to stick to itself, and you don't really need maybe to machine tack it. I'll just pin it straight away to the neckline. Sorry, so if you're viscose jersey you would need to do it, but with a cotton jersey you won't, because it sticks. That's what I was trying to say. But if it was a slippier jersey, I think you might find that that would be easier. Okay, so we want to find the centre back. So there are notches in the centre back and centre front. So I'm going to line up the seam of the roll neck with the centre back, And then what I'm going to do, so I'm putting it on the right side of the centre back, so they've got this is inside out, but I'm going to tuck that in like that, and then I'm going to pin, sort of re-pin almost, so take the pin out of the roll neck and then put it back in and add some more. And then we have got notches. I think we've got notches. Oh, we've got notches there. Yes, we've got a notch at the centre front, and then we've got that seam at the back. I don't think there's any other notches. So let's then pin the centre front like that. When my friend Jo was living with me, and she and her and her daughter were here when I was doing a sew along, not here but at my house, and afterwards they watched it live from my bedroom whilst I was downstairs doing it, and they've never, you know, Jo's not a sewer, loves clothes though, and afterwards she just couldn't believe, I think, what had I finished? I finished the dress, the peony dress or something. She's just like, oh my gosh, she's like, look, to her daughter, like, look, Lisa's sewn a dress. You forget. Oh, did you? Oh, that's clever with the ultimate PJs. Right, there isn't that much easing to do, there is a little bit, so we're just going to stretch the neckline slightly to fit the roll neck in. We want to make sure that that shoulder seam is pressed open, so keep that pull to one side, and then we're just going to pop a pin in there at that seam, and the same here, and then a little pin in the middle in between them, and again here, and just going round. This is really nice actually, it's not too much easing, and there's a lovely amount of stretch to this. I am a bit worried about the Billy sweatshirt, the Tilly and the Buttons sweatshirt, that the neckline on that is quite small, and the fake kind of Angora knit, cable knit that I got from Higgs and Higgs, it's not got masses of stretch. A bit worried about that. Thank you to those of you who've given me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please do. Thumbs up are really good if you're watching this after the live. They help other people find the channel, I do believe. That's what YouTube tells us. Right, I've filled in all the pins there, can you see? Okay, so we'll start, where should we start? Doesn't really matter, I guess we start at the centre back. Start at the centre back. Seam allowance is 1.5 centimetres. Oh, I love sewing jersey when you don't have to overlock the seams, you can just go straight in. Such a breeze, isn't it? Okay, so the same settings here. Obviously this zigzag stitch is what's going to allow the fabric to stretch with the stitching, or the stitching to stretch with the fabric. You can also use your lightning stitch, and of course you can use an overlocker as well. I always wanted though, I always encourage just using the basic sewing machine where possible, because I realise that not everyone has an overlocker, you know, that's another expense. But also for me, I wouldn't really, I mean, if you really love the look of an overlocker, then do you say you miss Lorianne? To see her again? She was always on them, wasn't she? To get up so early. I think she still follows me, I'm not sure. The way around we go. Lovely, lovely. So what's everyone doing as they're watching this now? Is anyone sitting having a nice cup of tea or a glass of wine, a bit of a late lunch, a bit of a TV session? Who's sewing? Who's knitting? This is the season for all those things, all those crafts. And I love to hear what everyone's sewing, because that's where I can find out about new patterns. So if you are sewing, tell me what you're sewing at the moment. So you can see I'm doing this in little short sharp bursts because there's 3 layers of fabric here and I want to be, yay, I'm managing to sew, making the Deer and Doe's meiosis dress, lovely. I know, well, I knew I used to know that, but I can't visualise it. Ah, you're sewing at lunchtime, that's nice. Sewing buttonholes on a Marlowe. Ooh, I'm glad that I'm here supporting you through buttonholes. Well, I'm not supporting you, but keeping you company. Let's hope there's no swearing. Let's hope the machine doesn't mess up the buttonholes. We've all been there. We all know that it happens. Yeah, when I watch my YouTube people, I often watch them when I'm in the bath. It's funny, isn't it, how we have different routines. Like I'd watch TV in bed or on the sofa, but things like YouTube-y stuff, I always watch it in the bath. I'm a big one for a bath, so every day I always have a bath. Especially in the winter when I come in from the field and it's freezing. It's so funny because I'm like trying to make an effort with wearing nicer clothes at the moment. If I'm not on the field, I'm trying to make nicer clothes. Oh, an Anderson blouse, lovely, love that. I could make another one of those. And I went to buy on Facebook Marketplace. I found a strimmer that I wanted to get, and I turned up and the woman was like, "Are you here for the strimmer?" It's all glamorous because I had like, I don't know, one of my outfits from the weekend on, and that was, you know. I was like, yes, I am a flower farmer. I know I don't look like it, but you know, I make an effort at the weekends when I'm not on the field. She's expecting someone to look quite different. You're knitting a neck. Knitting a neck. A neckline, I assume that is. Right, let's trim those off. Right, this is a very rewarding pattern to be making with you because already there it is. So let's get these sleeves in. Let's get the sleeves in, and I think what I always try and do is I'm hoping to at least get a sleeve and do one side with you. We're doing fine for time, aren't we? I probably won't get the hemming done, but that's okay. I should say you're probably pressing those seams down. I haven't checked what the instructions say, but you're probably pressing them down towards the bodice. And you could trim them. You might just want to try it on though before you trim them because it might be more tickly to, if they're like, sometimes find that if you're with the jersey, if you're going to trim them down, that they're going to be a bit more prominent then, and then a little bit more uncomfortable, especially on something that's quite tight fitting around the neck. And you might find that a longer seam allowance is better, but this does feel so wonderfully soft. Does everyone here, I have a question, does everybody wash their fabric, pre-wash their fabric? Because I am terrible for never pre-washing fabric. I steam it before, which is what we always used to do in couture. If it's linen or viscose, I do try and wash it first, but if I haven't got round to that. But also there is part of me that loves wearing something the first time before it's been washed, because the fabric just feels a little softer. So yeah, tell me if everybody does, because I remember, yep, you do. I remember this over at team, used to always be mortified, not all of them, but a lot of them always used to be mortified that I didn't. It's never backfired. Maybe a couple of times I've done it when I haven't, some certain viscoses that have shrunk quite a lot, but most of the time it's fine. Okay, so I didn't talk to you through what I was doing then, once again, forgot, but I basically, putting in a flat seam here, so I've just, the sleeve head, sorry, so I've just pinned that from here to here, lining up that, the sleeve head has got a notch for this shoulder seam, and we've got a pair of notches at the back and a single notch there, so let's just stitch that in. I saw then that someone says the moment their fabric gets in the house, it gets washed. And is that even if you've not got a plan for it, you just wash it anyway and then press it and put it back in your stash? Is that what you do? That's wonderfully organised, because then when the moment hits you and you're feeling inspired to sew, you can sew straight away. That's the dream, isn't it? Okay, maybe I need to be more like you and do that. Although at the moment I'm not buying fabric unless I have a plan for it, which would imply that I'll be using it quite soon. I don't really want to buy too much fabric and not have a use for it, because I did that before and it was all just sat there and wasn't used. So I really want to make a pussy bow blouse. I've got this gorgeous like crepe Maripane. I bought it from the new craft house actually ages ago, and it's silk Maripane, and it's a bit weighty, so I wasn't sure if it's perfect for the blouse, but I think I'm gonna make it, because I just think with that, the trend at the moment, and not that we overly care about trends, but you can get lots of those lovely little tank tops. Sorry, I just missed a comment again. Definitely need to be like, not buy fabric and have a plan. Oh, well, this is the first time I've ever been like that. Usually I just buy it when I see it. But I think like, yeah, with a little V-neck tank top, the pussy bow blouse in the like higher neck version just would look lovely. So I think, yeah, I might be using that. So maybe I'll do a pussy bow blouse sew along. I know I've done one of those years ago, but why not do it again if you're interested. Mum bought you something for Christmas there, Vanessa. I didn't actually see what. I missed the comment, but something I might need, is it? Or fabric? See, that's a brave thing for people to be buying people, isn't it? Fabric. I don't think my mum would, especially if they don't sew, I don't think they would have any idea what fabric to buy me. It's more personal than buying someone underwear. Fabric, yeah, well, brave mum. Or did you direct her? Did you give her some things and you thought, oh, actually, can you get me these things? Right, I'm going to trim those threads off. I'm not going to press this. I'm just going to go straight into lining it up down here. Oh, yeah, okay, fine. Well, then that's understandable. Maybe I should do that for some more treaty fabrics, like some really expensive denim or something. So I'm just gonna pin here. So we've got some notches on the sleeve, but I'm actually gonna ignore them if they're not lining up with the stripes, because I've got stripes and they were slightly out and I want the stripes to be matching. Just actually, normally before pinning all the way up the sleeve, I would actually do the underarm seam at the bottom of the sleeve head, get that lined up. And try and get these stripes lined up as best I can. Getting dark now, but it's good light here, and that ring light's helping, so I think we can still see. Okay, let's go down that side. I think we can definitely, definitely, I'm not going to do the hemming with you, but I'm going to finish this, I think, because we could definitely, in the time, we could get another sleeve put in. I don't want to take the mickey in hogging the kitchen for too long. I said, oh, I'll probably be an hour, but maybe I'll try and be a bit quicker. Anyway, all hopefully be fine. I haven't heard from the plumber yet, but it is a Sunday. And it is, fortunately, it's not that bad a leak. It's just a little drip that's happening on my boiler that's been slow and steady. And it was going into a little overflow bucket that I had up there. Weird that the boiler in my house is in the loft, but I guess it's a space-saving thing. It's only a small cottage. And yeah, it just been dripping down slowly, and then overnight the bucket overflowed and I had no idea there was even a leak or drip. and it basically started dripping into my wardrobe. Of course, that was the first thing I was worried about. So I was like, screw the ceiling, what about my clothes? But they're fine. There's only a couple of things that have got wet, and nothing really damaged. Okay, so that's all stitched, so pinned rather. So let's start at the sleeve hem. We're just going to zigzag again, exactly the same seam allowance we've been using, 5/8 of an inch, 1.5 centimetres. Oh, it's hard to sew on. There should be a site. In fact, you know what, because I sort of recently, you'll see on my Instagram there was a bit of I did a bit of a show of all the fabric that I had in my stash. Nothing was Suzanne, no, fortunately it wasn't. It was the other wardrobe, the Suzanne stuff. Thank goodness. And I'm actually going to be selling some of my Suzanne stuff, so I've got so many cardigans, and I also want to sell some of my fabric because I don't want to spend lots of time making something when I don't really love the fabric anymore. I just think it's not, yeah, just a bit of a waste, so I would like to try and sell it. But you're so right, there should be a site, shouldn't there? I mean, Vinted, which is where I buy all my other non-sewn things at the moment. I wonder if you could sell it on Vinted. I might try actually, when I put my other bits up on there, I might put my fabric and see if I can get it sold on Vinted. I have found some amazing things. I'll put on my stories when I share outfits and the things that I got from Vinted. Yeah, it's very addictive. And now, because I've bought such a distinctive colour palette and things, it doesn't allow you. Oh, doesn't it? I guess 'cause it's not a brand. Well, maybe I have to put it up on my Instagram. Sell it to you guys. That's annoying though. But yeah, there should be like a Facebook group or something. Oh my gosh, maybe that's a business for somebody. Oh my gosh. Today I found Lisa Comfort fabric in my stash. Did you? Ooh, lovely. I wore last night my Lisa Comfort, I brought some pyjamas that I'd made out of Lisa Comfort fabric, and it has washed. This is the cotton, the original stuff that was made and printed. It's on the same fabric as Liberty on that Tana lawn, and that has washed so well. There's something like pyjamas that get washed so much. Still the same colour, it hasn't faded at all. Yeah, we've just thought of a business idea, haven't we? Sell my stash. Someone needs to make it up, guys. We need it for, knitters could use it for wool. So if someone could then just do that, that would be amazing. My Vinted has fabric for sewing on it. Oh, does it? Oh, you're hoarding wildflower crepe. Oh God, I remember the wildflower crepe. I love that. Yes. What colours do you have it in? I'm so stupid. I should have like kept myself a few meters of each of those as a like something to remember. I'm not very sentimental about things like that, so I sort of just move on, but now I regret that. I'll move on and design something else, whatever, but now I'm not. Right, I reverse there. Then we'll do the other sleeve. So I might try and talk you through this a bit. Oh, Vinted does ban you, it's in their restricted items. Oh, right. Okay, so you can see it here on the table. Maybe talk you through in case anyone's watching this after the live and actually wants to learn how to do it. And then we're going to place the sleeve like that, right side down, and I'm going to line it up at the sleeve head, the sleeve notch. I'm going to press open that seam, which is the shoulder seam, pop a pin on either side of the seam allowance just to keep it pressed position open. We've then got the notches there, so I've got a pair of notches at the back of the sleeve and that line up with the armhole, and then we've just got the end of the top of the side seam there. So, and then come round to this side and we've got the same, we've got a single notch on the front. And we've got something there on the corner. Just top of this side seam. Then another pin in between, just fill some pins in between those notches. And we'll then sew this sleeve head in. Oh, I know, I really want to do a Lisa Comfort collection again of cardigans and things. I'd love that. Oh, but it was so much money. I can't afford it anymore. It was like the amount of money I had to invest in that first collection. I'm trying to even think. You know, it was over £20,000, I remember that. Because you have to buy so many to make it worthwhile. Or certain factories won't do it. The unit price is too high. But yeah, I mean, particularly the cardigan collection, I am missing that at the moment, especially in different colours. I would love it in like, you know, navy and black still, but maybe cream and then like a brown or a camel. Yeah, that would be lovely. You have every colour. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, I mean, we didn't really like sign off all of those collections. I said to like Rosie, you're welcome to keep printing it, but essentially because a lot of them were designed, well certainly they were designed under Lisa Comfort Limited, which I still own, so I essentially still have the rights to them, but I just don't have, at the moment I just can't print that kind of volume of fabric. But maybe one day I'll be able to afford to do it again. Sell me some more flowers first. Just a reminder as well, those of you that are able to, I'm doing a monthly Friday Sew Club in London, in Hackney, at the New Craft House on the 14th, the first one, the 14th of Feb, and then there's another one booked in for the 14th of March, where we can all sew together in person. It's £40, includes all the machines and use and everything of them in their studio space. Obviously then you get a chance to go to their shop as well. And I can help you with any of your sewing projects, and we can just have fun sewing together. And you can book it on my website, lisacomfort.com. Okay, we're now finished that, so we're just going to go again and pin the other side. So we're pinning it right sides together. We've got the sleeve. I'm going to start off though this time with the bottom of that seam we've just sewn. Just pin that together, and then I'm going to match up my stripes and pin the sleeve. How are we doing for time? 40 minutes. Yeah. So then my next sew along will be the second part of the Amelia jacket, and I think we might need to do 3 parts for that. So I'll be live at 7 on Tuesday doing that, and then I don't know, I know I'm sort of a bit lastminute.com about when I do the other ones, but it's just because I just don't know my schedule so clearly always. But either on Thursday, I think this week, I don't think I can do it on Friday because I'm going to be in London all day, and Sunday I have Jazzy, so that might not work. But I'll have a think closer to the end of the week, and I will see when I can slot another one in. And maybe that could be the Peggy trousers. We could start that one. I need to get the pattern. I really want it as well. I've lost my, oh no, what am I doing? I'm not ready, I've only pinned the sleeve. I've lost my ultimate trouser pattern that was all done for my measurements, so I'm going to have to do another one. I really want to make some more ultimate trousers. Very annoying. Okay, we're just now coming down the side seam, and again we're just going to line up those stripes, which is obviously not relevant to you if you're not using stripy fabric, you just use the notches. And I said to Rosie, because they've moved studios to be a bit nearer to where Rosie lives, and I think the rest of the team, it's better for them. I was like, any chance you've still got all those patterns that were like made to me? Because I took some of them, but not all of them. And because I wasn't really sewing then, I wasn't really bothered. It was stupid. Anyway, she's like, oh no, I thought you just weren't interested, so I've thrown them away. That's fine, it's okay. Because all of the things that I modelled, Julie would make a slight, she'd have a pattern that was for me. They've been altered. They've all gone. I mean, to be fair, I'm quite a standard size 10, and that's why me as a fitting model always worked well for sew over it. But usually the seat seam of the trousers we'd have to extend by a couple of centimetres. My shoulders were always narrower for a size 10, so that sometimes got altered. Usually, and sometimes the waist we did in dresses, but not always, because even though I'm longer, because I'm 5'7", I was longer than the kind of block, it was more flattering to keep the waist seam in the same place, so I did. But it's annoying, it's just one of those things. It's not like when you lose a £5 note or a £10 note or something, or you get a parking fine, or it's just like really good stuff that's just been wasted, and it's painful to think about it, so you just put it out of your mind. That's me on those patterns. Oh dear. Always used to worry us though that with the originals, I always used to want to get them digitalized as quickly as possible, because we do all that work on a pattern and then there'll be only one copy that be sent off to the graders, or I think eventually we used to make sure there were 2 copies. I'd be like, what if there's a fire at the shop or something, we lose all the original patterns? I was like, they should be like the royal family and never be kept in the same place at the same time. Travel separately. So I think I talked about it on my last sew along that I'm planning on starting a podcast about growing, but also just about, it's going to be called The Diary of a Flower Farmer, so it's also just going to be about me and what it's like running a business, and I'll talk about past things in my business life, so things about Sew Over It probably, and why I've decided to sell, and I'm sure elements of my private life will come in, that things that have happened, and that always affects you as a business owner. And yeah, I feel like I'm ready to kind of reflect more on all of that. So, and I think it'd be an interesting thing to listen to. That sounds very big-headed, but I think there's sort of like interesting stories and things that I've had done. But also, I think it'd be lovely to share the sounds from the field and what I'm doing in the field. And there won't be like loads on the horticultural side of the, but it's not going to be a sewing podcast, I'd say that, to be honest about that. But I think some of you would still be interested. I'll tell you, I'm just looking into the equipment at the moment of what I need to get in order to record it and edit it. And once I've done that, I will let you know. Okay, we have made a top. We have not hemmed the top, but we have made a top. Let's have a look. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Ah, oh, I'm glad you listened to it, and that's good. Ta-da! How fun. Love that you can make a top in 45 minutes. Just the best thing, isn't it, sewing? There we go, guys. So that was our little Sunday sew along. Thank you for joining me. I will get probably quickly hem this now, but I'll have to let everyone know they can come back into the room. So thank you very much for joining me. Thanks for, oh, it looks like a Suzanne piece. Oh, thank you, that's such a compliment. And yeah, of course, I'll keep you posted. Stay tuned as always on Instagram, that's where I hang out. I'll tell you more about what's coming up in terms of sew-alongs and other things, and enjoy the rest of your Sundays. Thank you so much for joining. Thumbs up, subscribe, all of those things, and also the link to buy me a coffee is below. Bye guys, thank you.